Shut up, just shut up, shut up, 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 shut up, just shut up, shut up.
Oh no. Good answer.
That's our theme song.
That's your theme song.
And I love it. What a great
I
name.
thought John was going to
up.
sing our theme song.
Oh, he'll be singing later when the wine arrives. This is Christmas Eve, everyone.
Were we on when I was adjusting my bra?
I think so.
Was this thing on?
You got to
Okay,
look
then.
good for Santa. You
Okay,
know,
then.
you don't want saggy boobs for
You
Santa.
just want everybody to see.
See what?
Okay, you said it.
That's true.
Okay, we were supposed to be drinking wine, and somehow our wine has not arrived.
No, but we do have the
Can't
wine
somebody,
glasses.
like,
I bought them
text
at
her?
Target this morning. I have
The wine is parking?
The wine is parking. I have
wine is
cheese that I bought at Target. By the way, at Target, you can buy the cheese pre-sliced, which I love. Have you ever had Target cheese?
No, but it's good. I've
It is
been passing
good.
it
With
around.
crackers.
Actually.
So we're ready for our holiday
Wait,
party.
You did not lay out the white cheese. I'll take
No,
some.
well, I didn't because we don't have enough people here. Should I do that?
Yeah,
I was waiting for
there's
the
enough
wine.
people out there. They'll
I
come in
know.
and sample the cheese. So
Okay.
yeah.
The hell is wrong with you two?
Oh, happy holidays to
Oh, right,
you,
right,
bah
right.
humbug.
Right. Merry Christmas.
Excuse me.
Jeez.
I am Italian, and we talk about food when we wake up, even when we're sleeping. This is just the way it rolls. So
So this is like my it's like a little girl. This is like,
Ew, like-
this is like,
like,
my
wow.
my dream come true because all I ever want to do
Oh,
in
thank
life
you.
is drink wine
Yes, we don't have any yet. Go on.
and talk about charities.
I do.
What do
love
I
that.
always say? Saving the world one glass of wine at a time. And if we ever get the wine, we will be doing that on Christmas.
well, one of
Cindy,
my favorites.
Are you playing with the lights in here? Our producer is so naughty. You're going to get coal in your stocking.
So are you guys ready for Christmas? Because let's just be honest
No.
and say we pre-taped this. This is
No.
not actually
No.
Christmas
Okay,
Eve.
does somebody have a picture of my house up there? Because just yesterday I had boxes and little Santa globes and all kinds of things just sitting on the dining room table. That's how ready I am for Christmas. No gifts, no nothing.
Now,
I
do-
No tree. I don't have a tree yet. Do
I
you
don't
have a tree?
either because
No.
we're waiting for my kid to come home from school.
He's right there.
He's
What is
right
the
here.
problem?
You want to come over here?
Did you care? May I ask, do the kids give a crap about Christmas when they get to
Like,
a
does
certain
it
age?
really
Which
matter?
mic? This one? Can you have a set of headphones or? This is Justin. Sorry, Justin. You got way more than you expected.
This is quite our podcast, isn't it? And this is how it should be, like being at home. In the moment.
Forcing your child.
Oh, it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, okay.
Smile. Okay, so were you impressed when you came home last night at 2 in the morning? He came home last night at 2 in the morning. We
Were you
picked him up.
impressed that your mother had no Christmas tree and she'd done nothing?
Well, he knew there would be no tree.
I was expecting there to be decorations. There's literally nothing.
Nothing.
That's
There's
not
Nothing?
really true. I put
There's-
some out.
there's
There's
like
Santas
3.
and yeah.
I
we were
put
waiting
2
for it.
poinsettias out today. I bought them in Target, $4.99. I love that. That's a good price, isn't it?
How long were you at
Fantastic for
Target today?
poinsettias.
Oh my God! I was shopping, and this one Deborah calls me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm Christmas shopping."
And
'cause
in
we're
one
doing
heck of
gift-
a bad mood.
you were
oh,
cheese
wow.
shopping.
I was cheese shopping actually.
Oh, boy, did I catch her.
I bought this at Target. I bought everything at Target. Do you love this?
Are we getting paid by Target for this? Because
No,
we
but
mentioned
they should.
Target, so
This-
it's like Taylor Swift
at this.
mentioning
And
Starbucks.
You know what? I bought Taylor Swift's perfume today at Target. I'm wearing it.
Oh,
Do you like it?
that's
Here,
sad.
Target.
That is so sad.
It's true. It's on sale.
I'll smell later.
I like her. I don't know about the perfume.
Oh,
So do
really?
you still, obviously you care about presents, but do you still care about all the decorations and the stuff that we parents
the
sort
house
of...
looks gorgeous.
Well, in my suite at college, we decided to decorate for Christmas just because it's fun. So I guess it's fun to decorate, but like, it's whatever.
That's
I guess-
cute though,
yeah.
see?
Well, there's
Raised
3 of
him
them,
well.
and one believes in Santa. So, because there is a Santa.
There is
Isn't
a
this
Santa.
correct?
Absolutely, there's
Yeah.
a Santa.
There is a Santa.
I'm
So
sure of
we've
that,
got
of
that
course.
whole thing
You
going
don't get
too.
presents if you don't believe.
No, nobody gets
That
them.
was that
so
whole
we
Polar
still have
Express
that
movie,
whole,
right?
We have that whole thing
I didn't see
going.
that movie.
And yeah, and then I actually, knowing you were coming home, I was running around yesterday trying to clear off the dining room table.
Did you buy him a gift yet?
Who? Which one?
Well, this one. I know you have a few of them, but the one that's sitting here, Justin.
No, because I needed my Santa list. Where is it? And
well, he's
otherwise-
probably going to put it up by the chimney, right?
Yeah.
So you've done
Yeah,
nothing.
I'm mailing it to the North Pole.
This year so far, nothing. But I've always been, Santa's been very good at our home, right? Mm-hmm. So no complaints. So, we have a week. Everybody has a week.
We did our Christmas card picture.
We did ours. We
Oh,
did
I
ours.
2 days
love
ago.
This, I love this picture because the
me
dog
see.
is staring at you. Oh, no, that's not the one you...
There's 2 of them.
No, the dog's not staring in this.
Oh my
That-
God, the dog is licking David.
Oh.
Oh,
Look
I
at
don't-
that.
I do not need to know
They are
this.
tongue kissing in that photo.
You look very good though. You actually are wearing makeup.
I went to MAC and had my makeup done.
You know, you look
beautiful.
great.
Mine is just from our vacation.
You suggesting I should wear makeup?
Yes.
My husband used to say to me, "Why do you wear makeup?" Now he's like, "Could you put a little makeup on?" Should I not be eating?
No,
Does this make
Dorothy,
a terrible noise if you're eating? in the
This
Yeah, I
microphone?
is
think it's a
very
little
crunchy. It
I'm
sounds
sorry.
like
It's
it's getting a
good,
bad
but it has
connection.
cranberries. I thought
It's
that
not
was
a bad
festive.
connection. It's this.
Okay.
Did anyone like my T-shirt? It says "Meowy Christmas."
It's adorable.
And I got this at Target too.
Yeah, and I expect them to pay for this hour.
Is there
They
anything?
should be paying for this hour.
Is there anything left at Target?
No, I haven't.
I'm
In
telling
fact,
you.
all your gifts are from Target.
I went through the aisles with her in Target. I was on the other end of the line. Oh, wow.
We were actually
Okay.
prepping the show while I was shopping. This
Why
is
does
how-
Target make it impossible to open the cheese?
No, this is really good. This is the white cheddar, and here.
It is.
You should have
actually
gotten
very
those little
good. Try some.
platters. Couldn't you have bought those at Target?
Well, you know what? It's like you're bitching because I bring you cheese, right? And I don't know. It's like really? I just eat your
Do you
damn
people
cheese and
see
be
what I have to
quiet
deal
and
with?
Have a
You
Merry
see what I have to
Christmas.
deal with?
I'm whining for my wine.
You're whining for your wine.
We
You
should
are.
start undoing the glasses, though.
I know. We
Okay.
have to undo the glasses. Anyway, we have our friend Juan here, by the way. Speaking of Juan and
Now,
whining,
a year ago, you and I were in Cambodia with Juan for Mending Kids on a medical mission.
we were, and that's when I met Juan. Although you've traveled with Juan before, and I have this picture of you, Juan, that I love. It's the one with
Which
the,
one?
The one with the little boy taking your he's got the little stethoscope, the play school stethoscope. I love that picture.
My
That
favorite.
is one of my favorites.
No, wait. What
I
about,
took that picture.
Do we have that up here?
what about the one I just sent you with the sign that says Juan on
We
your
have to get a
ass?
monitor.
That is my favorite
That's what
picture.
you
of
guys need to give us for Christmas.
Right, we do
We
need a monitor.
for
But can
Christmas.
you see how
Tony,
cute
do you
that
hear
is?
that?
I know. That's what we want for Christmas is a monitor.
Tony. Thank you, Tony.
Okay, very good.
So that was exactly 1 year ago.
Yeah.
We're on a medical mission. We were actually the
We were doing the
cardiologists
surgery.
We were-
and the surgeons. We, as in Mending Kids, operated on and saved the lives of about 38 kids, I think.
That's fantastic.
38 kids
It
while
was
we were
beautiful. It was so
there.
moving.
While you're eating your cheese.
Be
I
quiet.
know, I am too. It's
I'm hungry.
And there,
It's a holiday party. People are allowed to eat.
I thought I would lose weight when we were in Cambodia, which is really why I go on these medical missions. Because
You
I
were
thought,
eating this exact
That's
same
all
thing.
I ate was cheese.
Oh.
Because I tried the tarantula and not so much. So I mostly
She
ate.
did.
I
She
mostly
ate a
cheese.
tarantula.
I want to go on one of these because I've never been on one, and it's
Well, wait,
something I really want to do. I think
let's-
it's what you guys do
They're a
is
lot of fun.
incredible.
Yeah,
Go
t-
ahead.
tell her what
I
a
think
mission
there's
is
a lot of
like.
fun.
Not just fun, but the work that you all do is incredible.
But they're fun.
Yeah.
Well, they're fun, but they also change your life
I
once
know.
you're
Well,
there.
that's-
You come
yeah.
back a whole different new person.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are we to travel with?
A lot of fun.
Look how wait a minute. Wait a minute. You asked that and a big smile. You just stopped and you just it was very fun.
Juan and
Well,
I have
also-
shared a room on many
Many,
continents.
yeah, but I think it's also the how do you get what happens while you're in transit to get there. It's when you get there. Once you get there, it's a different whole story. But getting there and back, that's when the story happens.
You know, I shared a tuk-tuk with Juan. I did.
All right, I have to ask. What's a tuk-tuk?
It is like a little motorized little carriage, right? It's
Yeah.
like a
It's their-
small motorcycle. It's the only way to get around
It's a
Cambodia.
motorcycle with like a little carriage on the back.
Who drove it? I mean,
2
who
minutes
was-
to what? I can't hear you. I have headphones on, Cindy.
2-minute warning.
Yes?
Okay, to get out, and you have Leslie's number so we can find her.
Oh, I've been calling. She wasn't answering.
Okay, all right.
Here.
God, she's bringing our
2-minute
wine.
warning until
2-minute warning till Global
global.
Girl.
Global.
Isn't this a great holiday party?
So we,
Poor
we,
Amy, she's going to hang up.
we are going to talk about charity, but just for the hell of it, can we tell the story how you and I almost died a year ago because you were in the tuk-tuk? We were
We're-
in...
And that,
Let's intro Global Girl.
Oh, let's go to Global Girl? Okay, do you want Leslie's number? Here it is. You want to call her? Here, Aaron,
Very,
take it.
very pushy, this producer. Juan was
know.
about to tell a fabulously interesting
I
story
wanted- I
to
actually wanted to
us.
hear it.
Juan.
Can I
To
hear
no
this?
one
when
else,
we almost got
but
killed
to
by
us.
the cab
By
driver.
the crazy cab driver in Bangkok. Anyway,
It was a
Fascinating
it was
story.
a tuk-tuk cab driver.
No,
Or was
it was a real taxi. It was a real.
yeah.
taxi.
What was he
He's
doing?
taking us-
Passing you by? Or?
Well, he's
Screaming.
taking us to a hotel that we had no idea where it was.
Yeah.
So we took this cab driver and it took us like an hour to get to from downtown Bangkok.
and he was screaming
And
at
he
us
was
the
screaming.
entire
I think
time.
he had Tourette's.
Oh.
Or we
a
thought maybe he
Tourette's
was drunk.
taxi driver in Bangkok.
Ooh,
wow.
I like
Yeah,
this.
taking us somewhere where we had no idea where we were going.
Boy, that's common.
Yeah.
So what happened? Did you have to flip
Well,
over
we almost
more money?
No,
Yeah, we lived.
we almost got killed a couple of times.
But look at you.
We lived.
We made
You're
it.
here for another holiday.
We made it. And I'm eating cheese.
And you're eating cheese.
And to talk about your mission, which is fantastic.
It is.
Really.
I
It is
highly
life-changing.
recommend it.
It is.
But that is why I want to go, because I've never experienced that, and I just know that you go and you just spread the word. That like these girls, I mean, that's what they do. They come back and you're changed, and I think that's really
and for the
special
better. And for the better.
important.
To give of yourself is the best gift that you can give. You know, it is the most important thing you can do. And you were telling us about this great charity that you love,
Global Girl Media.
I
and
love
I think we
them.
have, aren't they fantastic? Amy Williams, founder of Global Girl Media. Are you there, Amy?
No, we don't have her yet.
Oh,
Did she hang up, or what
is-
happened?
What?
Amy.
You know what? Santa is on his way. And it's
With the wine,
Wait,
I hope.
is this your friend and we upset her, or she just got disconnected?
what
I
happened?
really don't know.
She hasn't been through yet.
Oh, she hasn't been through yet. Oh, I thought.
I thought
isn't-
she was on the line.
I thought she was on the line too.
wanna
Anyway,
leave?
Juan, back to your story. Where we're
I hate to do this, but Justin's leaving.
Justin is. Oh, really?
Bye-bye. Thank
Have
you
we
for
bored
being
you?
here.
If you want me to stay.
You know we're on iTunes, by the way, Justin. We're incredibly cool. Our podcast is available on iTunes.
Please tell all your friends.
I will.
You
I
have,
can't
you have
hear
to
you.
leave because we'll
This
be
poor
drinking.
child. He's
Oh, they
just,
are. Oh, okay. Oh, the wine has arrived. Justin, go, go, go. give up your seat. The Franks are here. Give up your seats.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Bye, Mom. See you.
And hey, how are you? Hey, we're already on the air, so please sit down. Grab a headset.
But what happened to Amy?
We don't know where Amy is, so let's go with who's here. We've got Leslie Miller Frank and Rich Frank. Did you bring the wine, people?
You have
Sit
the
down.
wine because you were lost.
I have the glasses.
They
I
were
have the
drinking in the
glasses.
streets on Gower.
Rich, your wife is so hot.
Kisses.
Merry Christmas,
It's
Happy
Christmas
Hanukkah, and
Eve
everything
right
else.
now.
Oh, it is?
So put your
Okay.
headsets on, and you each have a microphone.
Come
There
in,
you go.
have some cheese that Anna got from Target
I
for
did.
you.
I bought cheese
I
today
had to
for
be on the
this
phone
from
with
Target,
her.
and
She
I
was
have
roaming
crackers.
through
Target.
Target.
From Target. It's some of the best cheese ever, Rich.
I bet Leslie has never had cheese from Target before.
and neither is Rich.
I haven't either. I mean, here, I'm going to pass it all down. Here you go.
We love Target. How's that? I don't.
That's right. Target.
I am telling you, they need to be paying for this hour. So
Okay,
go ahead.
so
we had more wine, but we had to give it to get a parking space.
oh my God, was it horrible? It is parking here at Sunset Gower Studios
Well,
is
I gave
impossible.
myself enough time to get here. I didn't give myself an extra half hour to deal with the parking structure.
It is
Oh,
nutty.
you parked inside.
Oh, look at this!
Yeah,
for heaven's
That is
Oh,
not
you
easy.
brought nice
There's
No,
a
ones.
it's
name
not.
on this and a name on that.
You're right,
And finally,
and
you just park in somebody's.
I
and
thought about
hope
it.
you don't get towed. Remember,
I
I
thought
did
about
that.
I know Dorothy got towed a week
I-
ago.
I did.
I
Yes,
parked.
she did.
I parked in Jerry Weintraub's space.
There
I
you
figured.
go.
He,
Oh
my
I figured he
God.
wasn't
You know
here.
what? He's probably not here today. He's on vacation, so I think that was
That's
safe.
pretty bold, Rich.
Rich, I bought these cheap wine glasses at Target also
For your
today.
really fantastic wine.
Well, I didn't know how many of us. I you know.
I was going to bring the
brought a
crystal, but
couple.
I couldn't carry it.
Wait a minute. That's
Oh my God!
I
It
want
says Frank
this.
Family on it.
A
I'm
little
keeping
shameless
this.
promotion.
I
Hello.
love
No,
shameless
it's not
promotion.
shameless. It's fantastic. Here you
Well,
go.
we were supposed to be talking to someone from a charity, but instead
But
we
they're
will
not
just talk
here.
about
We'll
your
just
wine.
talk about wine. So the
take
reason Rich and Leslie are with us today, not just because they make fabulous wine, but they are very charitable. And this Christmas Eve show that we're doing in podcast is all about wine and charity. So who better to invite than you two?
You're right. Who better?
because they bring the wine.
They bring the wine.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
When we don't bring the wine, we're not invited. most of the time.
I have a party this weekend,
Okay,
so
Rich,
I'm going to.
we
Did
only
you bring
have
a wine
about
opener?
45 minutes, so you got.
I'm sure they have a wine opener.
There.
Oh my God.
Pardon
Oh,
me.
is Global Girl on?
Oh,
yeah,
we should.
we should
promise.
get her on.
While Rich, you work on the wine over there, and you know Juan is a flight attendant, so he can actually help you serve the
Oh,
wine.
let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Transferring.
We
He's
have
on
it all
Screw
covered.
Tops wine.
We have it all covered. Oh,
Okay.
they're screw tops.
They're not.
They're not
screw
screw
tops.
Oh my gosh, you've really done it now. She's going to stab you with the wine opener.
we're about to leave now that you mentioned screw tops.
I said they're not screw tops.
All right, we have Global
I
Girl
knew they
Media
wouldn't be
on the
screw tops.
phone.
No.
Okay, Deborah, tell us about this charity.
Amy Williams, are you there? Amy.
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
We have you. Yay. Amy, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. You're executive director. She's co-founder of Global Girl Media. This is a fantastic charity where basically she travels around the world and she gets cameras, video cameras, into the hands of young people so that they can tell their stories about what they're living through in the communities that they live in, and then distribute that around the world so that people can see what they have to go through where they're living, and then essentially learn more about their culture and donate. Is that correct? Did I describe that properly?
Yeah, it's girls though. It's focused on girls
Only
because we have a
girls. It's
mission
girls.
to raise the voices of girls around the world to interrupt and challenge the existing media and how it represents women and girls.
Boy, she's so much better.
I love
than
that you
am.
were very unsure about Deborah's description of your
You
charity.
were like, well, okay, I'll go with it if I
I'll
have to.
go
It's
with it.
your
I don't
show.
wanna make her
Deborah
look
came
di-
and trained as she's such a rocking, journalist herself,
I'm
and
telling
she's
you.
such a wonderful example.
We're
of
not too bad
sort of
ourselves.
growing
You
up
got
in a low-income community and making it as a, media maven, and so she came and trained the girls in LA, and was really able to bond with them because
They were
a lot
great.
of
Oh, you
our
did
focus
this.
is on
Yeah.
these communities where girls don't have access. I'm really sorry. I'm walking down a street in Oakland, and there's a lot of noise, so I'm trying to get where it'll be.
You should be in here. There are
quieter.
wine bottles clinking.
Yeah, I know.
I'm always on the move.
She is.
Well,
She's always on the move.
Just
Thank-
tell us a few of the girls' stories then.
Sure. One of my favorite stories is Rocio Ortega, who's actually from East LA, Garfield High School graduate. First in her family to graduate from high school, let alone go to college. She found us when she was a junior in high school. We trained her, and it really rocked her world and changed her life. And she just sort of took these tools into her passion, which was women in politics. And she ended up interning for Nuri Martinez, who's the first Latina LA City Councilwoman. And she got a full scholarship to Wellesley. And in her first year in Wellesley, she was tapped by the MTV Halo Awards, which are these awards they give to team leaders around the world that are doing, interesting things in their communities as leaders. And so she got more money for scholarship, and money came to our organization, and she was on international television accepting the award. And she's since spent a semester abroad in Spain, and she went to meet one of our girls in Morocco because Spain's really close.
Can I
And
ask
on
you something?
International Day of the Girl, they recorded a video together in this town in northern Morocco. So sort of my dream of getting these girls together physically as well as virtually is sort of coming true.
And are these girls mentored like Deborah was mentoring them, mentored by journalists like ourselves?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
like
that.
ourselves. I mean, my board of directors is, populated by women in media, whether they're broadcast journalists, whether they're bloggers, whether they're filmmakers. We're always looking for mentors and support. We're really in dire need of editors right now.
Oh, okay.
I just
Good
opened
to
a
know.
new
I didn't know
location
that,
in
Amy.
Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again. You just what? About Oakland?
Oh, we just opened a new location in East Oakland.
And you're walking down the street
and
there
close
right
to-
now?
Trying to find your new location.
Yeah, I'm actually on my way to a meeting to try to raise money for the organization up here. And our newer we're located in South Africa, Morocco, Chicago, Los Angeles, now Oakland, and new bureaus opening in London and hopefully Kenya and New York next year.
And let me
my God.
tell you, this is all Amy. It's a large network, but this is Amy driving all this.
Amy,
she
what-
is amazing. She's an
Oh
amazing.
well!
Come on, Amy.
Now,
it's
come
true.
on. We all know as women, we
It
support
is,
each
but-
other, and we have a network behind each other. And I definitely have like fabulous women helping
Well,
out.
but come on,
so
how
it's
did
not just
you?
me.
Not everyone starts a charity. We've tried. We know it's not easy. How did you wind up doing this?
I'm a filmmaker by background, and I had done a lot of work in the developing world, specifically in Africa, and I just kept seeing more and more young women, desperate for this kind of training, and they didn't have access. First of all, they didn't even know how to go about, getting access.
Yeah.
And I'd be in remote villages with cameras, and it was always young women that would would come up to me and ask for help or ask for information on how to access training. And
Really?
it just-
Because
it
I'm
happens
thinking-
so often that I just had to do something,
I'm thinking
Um,
remote villages. I've been to places where these kids have never seen a camera,
Right.
let alone they're asking for.
Let them know what to
Right.
do with it or how to tell a story because
Well,
they don't even have water.
It's actually changed. A lot of these kids have smartphones now, and we do live in a global digital age. And believe it or not, no matter how poor a kid is in these communities, most of them have smartphones at this point, and they're using them because they are desperate to get their word out and interact with the world, and they just need a platform. We have such low unemployment, and this is global. I can't even tell you what East Oakland looks like. To me, sometimes it looks like a war zone.
I used to work up there. I know.
And they have such creativity. They're just bursting with ideas, and their education system has let them down. That usually, our legislation, our politicians have let them down, and if you give them the tools to create their own reality and their future, they'll do it. So my next big challenge, really, and I'm so glad you're having me on the air, is to get our brand out there and get people to go onto our website, which is www.globalgirlmedia.org, like our Facebook page, go to our channel. We just launched a broadband channel, ggmn.tv.
What is that again?
I call it the Girls CNN. The Girls CNN. It's called GGMN, Global Girl Media Network .tv.
I love it.
So that's our channel, and we're trying to really build that. And the more we have people engaging with the content, the more we can build it and really celebrate what girls have to say.
I feel a little guilty because
In an
you're out there.
intelligent way.
You are
She's
walking
amazing.
the streets, saving the world, and we're sitting here having wine and cheese.
We are.
But
We're having
are
wine
with
and
you.
But we're talking
you're
about
having wine and cheese?
We
Yes.
are.
You didn't
With
tell
the
me
wine
that.
just
Oh, my
it just
goodness.
arrived. It just arrived.
Hey, we wanted you in studio, and no, she had to be up in
Oh,
Oakland.
You're so busy.
Okay.
Helping children.
Girls.
Next time, next
Well,
time, Amy, you know
I
to
do.
come
I
in.
do go to the spa once in a while,
Ah,
and
there
someone
you
told me I
go.
should start painting my nails because the girls love nail polish. Like when
Yeah.
I get them gifts and stuff, they're like,
Aw.
"You got to get a manicure." I said, "Okay."
They tell you that?
So yeah, I mean, we do girly girl stuff as well, but part of the training is also kind of media literacy and how women are really sexualized and stereotyped, and we're not just about lip gloss and boyfriends and fashion, that we do carry about world politics and what's going on in Syria or Palestine or
It's incredible.
and I think that Global Girl Media is really helping girls find a space online that is absent, where they can concentrate on who they really are. They can think deeper, critically think about the world, and engage with other girls.
But,
Really
you know,
meet the girls we built
But
a
you,
community
who's
in
all
South
about
Africa.
Target.
Amy,
What?
where's your next trip, by the way? Where are you going? When you travel.
I'm probably going back to Morocco in the spring, and then Kosovo, interestingly enough, they've just approached us to maybe I might go out there and do a mini training with an already broadband channel that's been built by women in Kosovo.
And just having these girls tell their story. I mean, for one thing, it gives them a voice. But you're saying it's real. It's affecting real change. The fact that they can tell their stories.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you another example of a young woman who had HIV/AIDS in South Africa. We trained a group of HIV/AIDS girls in Soweto 2 years ago. Two of them were invited to the World AIDS Conference in D.C. They were the only accredited journalists who had HIV/AIDS at the World AIDS Conference. And then she was so excellent at camera that she went back and got a full scholarship to a private film school, which pretty much only white South Africans get into because it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
She did so well and impressed her professors. She was an intern on the X-Men shoot, and she's now been working as an professional assistant camera woman on major, film productions in South Africa. She's one of my favorites, and she's just so in love with the camera. That was one of my goals because I love to shoot too, and there's so few women cinematographers.
I love that.
I don't even know what the percentage is in the union, but you've got this girl with HIV/AIDS from a totally, impoverished community in Soweto who's now, she's got a career.
Amy,
great.
thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
Amy, you're tremendous.
Have
Thank
a
you
great
so
holiday.
much, Amy.
Okay, you too. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all
Thank
that
you
stuff.
for coming
Go
on and
Global Girl.
sharing. Go
Bye.
Global Girl. Bye, Amy. We'll talk to you soon.
She's
I love
an
her.
amazing story.
Yeah, she is.
I love her.
She's
Yeah.
fantastic. I knew you guys would
As
like
we're
that.
sitting here eating our cheese
I
and
know.
drinking
Well,
our
because
wine.
I've talked
I
to
know.
her about you, and it's
She was
a
invited
great
in
network.
studio, right?
She was
She
invited
was,
for
but
wine
she
and
was
cheese.
up in Oakland because they're expanding up there, so it's incredible. So that's where she was.
Well,
yeah.
let's introduce our guests. They've kind of
Yeah.
been sitting here. We've
We've already had their wine.
We've had their wine. We are so lucky to have
Fantastic.
with us Leslie Miller Frank and Rich Frank of Frank Family Vineyards. We love them. They're friends of ours. They not only make fabulous wine, but they also
They give it to us a lot.
they give it to us. They're very generous, but they are real philanthropists, and they're really generous with their money, and they really help a lot of causes. So we're so glad that you could spend Christmas Eve with us.
Well, we're honored that
We're honored to be invited and to be here, and I know that that Rich is excited to be here because he loves being in a room full of women, and
Especially drunk women.
Then I'm sorry we invited Juan.
I don't often sit around with women put on headphones. It's a whole different thing. Usually
big
it's
treat for him.
usually it's to cut
This-
everybody out. Now it's to be a
You
part
can
of
actually
it.
hear us.
I
That's
can
a
hear
sad
you,
thing.
yeah.
These should be
No,
noise
that's
canceling.
A good thing. That's a good thing.
So, what have you brought us, Mr. Rich Frank, that we're already drinking over here?
Actually, Mrs. Frank picked out all the wines because she was coming from the house. we brought to sample here our Cabernet Sauvignon, a Zinfandel, a Chardonnay, and a Pinot Noir.
I love
So-
your Chardonnay. I love all
Thank
your
you.
wines. I'm a member of your
This
wine club,
Pinot
as you know.
Noir,
yes,
phenomenal.
Anna is a big supporter of Frank family.
Huge
and-
supporter. In fact, I was a supporter of Frank family wines way before you two even got together. I love that.
Well,
Well, then you have very
I'm
good
glad
taste.
it worked out. Yes, because
I'm so glad she married you.
we've gotten much better since Leslie joined the
thank you.
team.
Thank you. Well, I don't think it's too early to drink because
Oh, God, I hope not,
because
'cause
it's 5 o'clock
Yeah,
somewhere.
okay.
is what I like to say.
But this has been my dream, and I want to ask your husband because he's a massive executive and knows so much about television and movies. And what do you think about a show that's just women sitting around drinking wine, talking about charity? Isn't there a niche for that somewhere? That's a no. Okay.
Yes. No, it's interesting. There is, because we're seeing shows being done for so many different media now. You don't have to just have a huge audience to be on broadcast television. You could have a slightly smaller audience to be on cable, and now you can go online. There's room for everybody. You just need to develop a following. And here you get to develop your following because of what you do, not because some executive lets you get on and try it.
Absolutely.
And be willing to put up a lot of money to get it done. So, yeah, I think this is where the future is going. We watch broadcast television going down and cable now sliding a little bit. And I think people are watching and listening.
Doing their own thing.
On different devices all the time. And so I think it's really, the next generation is going to change. It's not the same as it used to be.
I think you're so right. I mean, I think for us, or at least for me, why this has been so much fun. First of all, I love saying, and you can download the podcast on iTunes. I mean, I love being on iTunes. I love that. But
You love that almost as much as Target.
I do. And
She
I
was
do.
telling everyone at Target about
I know.
it.
You can download me on iTunes. Here, buy an iTunes card for Christmas for your friend. But what I love about this is, Rich, for all of our careers, and we're all newswomen, TV newswomen here, we have all been directed, told what to do, told what story to cover, everything. And this, for me, has been so liberating.
It is.
Leslie, I mean,
Plus, we can have food on the table. so.
yeah, and we can eat
wine.
and drink, for God's sakes.
Absolutely. And I think along the way, we've probably told a few people to, where to go. That's been the empowering part of it too. But no, this is great. It's an opportunity to be in here and with friends, talk about charity, talk about wine, the things that we want to talk about, and not have to answer
Shut
any
up.
news director at the end of the day.
Exactly. Exactly. It's so
Well,
liberating.
Almost every media until recently has had producers, writers, journalists, and then editors who told you at the end of the day what you could really say or write, or you couldn't, or changed it a certain way, or put a headline on it that didn't necessarily say what you were saying. And here you are your own producer, journalist, and editor. And that's a bigger obligation.
It's a little scary, actually,
It is.
now that you say it.
Probably tougher to do.
Very
But
sloppy.
it's a giant.
It's a lot more fun and a lot more rewarding
It's a
at the
giant
end of the day, I think.
change. Yeah, it's a giant change in where the world is, or where it has been recently.
Yeah, and just given the time to find your voice. I think
Yeah,
that's a
I
big
think
thing.
so.
I mean, my son who's studying film and TV, and that's changing. You know that because he's not just fitting into a genre. He was the one who was just here. Same thing. They're cutting and making their own films that are of interest to them. Same.
The big problem is with that comes a responsibility,
I know.
and there's many people who now are gaining access that aren't responsible, and that's going to be the yin and the yang as the years go on here. To try
No
to
filter, the good and the
no,
bad of that.
The bad part of no editor.
You mentioned at the very beginning some of the philanthropic efforts that Rich and I have been involved in. I'd like to brag about my husband just a little bit because I'm pretty good at doing that, actually.
You are, actually.
But one of the things that Rich has been involved in for many years, he's the vice chairman of the AFI, the American Film Institute, and every year he donates a lot of money to the AFI for their scholarship program. And I've had the benefit of meeting some of the students that you have helped along the way, Rich. And these are kids that, much like the scholarships that we provided for the Good News Foundation, these are kids that otherwise wouldn't have had the opportunity to go to the AFI and to have a career in film. And it's really rewarding, and it's just so exciting to watch these young people who get an education and become successful in the field that they set out to be in.
There's nothing more exciting than when you watch the Emmy nominations come out or the Academy Award nominations come out, and you see students from the AFI when you've seen them when they first went in, and you're just so proud of it, and it works. And the good part is once they've learned that, they do it to the next generation, and it just really does spread.
And we've done that with the Good News Foundation.
Absolutely.
Leslie's on a board with that, Anna and I, and you are an advisory member.
Thank you.
And giving away scholarships, and then seeing those kids work in television, eventually take our jobs.
Yes.
But seeing them work in television
well.
is so rewarding, because these are kids that really could not have paid for school.
No.
And they're so appreciative, and they're so excited to have an opportunity to get that education and to be able to just pursue a dream, so to speak, in broadcast journalism. And
last year you went through every application.
That was the fun part.
How many did you get?
We got dozens and dozens of applications, and it was fun. It was challenging because there were so many good ones, and unfortunately we only had a limited number of scholarships to give. But we were able to help probably, I think it was 8 or 10 students last year with their education, and it's just so rewarding. And we had them all up on stage at our event, and
That was a terrific
It
event,
was.
yeah.
It was quite emotional, actually, because they're just so appreciative, and it was more than just getting the money to be able to further their education. It was an opportunity for them to meet people like Dorothy and Anna and Christine and Pat and Deborah, myself, and people who could be mentors to them, and people that they knew that if they had a question when they were starting out, they could send an email or pick up the phone and call us and ask us for some advice. And I'm happy to say that I still keep in touch with
I was going to
some of those
say,
recipients.
Fantastic.
you haven't stopped. Sometimes I go in to try to talk with Leslie, and she's looking at a tape from somebody who was a
It's an
recipient.
email link, actually. Tape. No
Yeah,
more.
I'm sorry. That's what happens when you get to my age. You stick on to certain words. I still call what we watch a television, even though I know it's not. But they send you their tapes from these markets that they're in to ask you for your comments on everything from what they're wearing to the story they're covering to how they're presenting it. And it's great to see that you jump right back in.
It's like
each
Global
time.
Girl.
It
Same.
is. It's just
a
like
lot
Global
like
Girl.
Global Girl.
Giving
Yeah.
these young women their voices, and for you, Rich, giving these both men and young women, their voices as filmmakers. It's so very important, even though the industry is changing so radically. Like, I really don't know where our industry is going to be in 2 to 5 years. I'm really not sure. I think it's going to be more like this.
I don't know.
I think it's going to be
Rich may know.
Rich may know.
No, but I mean, you look at the different things. I always tease everybody because I say I'm old enough to remember when you paid for music and water was free. So the world has changed a little bit, but we don't have film anymore. I mean, it used to be film and television, they used to call it. There's no film anymore. Everything's shot digitally, and it's just changed, and people have had to adapt to it. And I don't know where it's going because I certainly can't keep track with all the new devices and get lectured by my grandson all the time on, I don't know the difference between one and the other. It's true, but he will, and then he'll add what he can, or his friends will, and that's how it just moves on.
Let's just say hypothetically, you were running a studio, and a movie that your studio produced had become the object of threats, 9/11 type threats. What would you do? Would you pull the movie?
I wouldn't, because I think at that moment, then people will protest every movie, and you'll end up with some group threatening to
No
blow
matter what
up
it is.
some theater or bring some damage to some executive or star, and you can't give in to that.
So you have to draw the line.
I don't think I would have made that movie today.
That's a good point. Would you have
Right.
made it? Yeah.
And I also don't think that people have the right to get other people's emails and talk about them and print it out there. But it's there. We're in another world. There's a world war going on now, only we're not fighting it in the trenches. We're fighting it electronically, and it's not going to stop. And unfortunately, what's happened is ISIS has figured out a way to really hit social media, and they are really causing havoc worldwide. And so things have to change. It's a long. You don't have 9-hour miniseries here. I could go on, but
No, but
no,
we,
I think it's
there.
really interesting.
but we do a weekly show, and you could come every week if
We're
you like.
always here.
We're always here on Wednesdays, and it's
But
available
you know,
on iTunes.
there
I would
were-
like
and
to
if you bring
download
more-
it.
There were enough executives who didn't want to make that film, so it's incredible that it did get made and it got this far, and it was almost expected if you think about it. I mean, they thought it was cutting edge and sort of, if you will, fun to put it out there. I don't know if it was necessarily so fun
Because
to do that.
controversy generates publicity, but in this case, it's gone
Dangerous.
Maybe a
It's
little
gone
too
a lot
much.
farther
Dangerous.
than they expected.
was dangerous.
I'm curious to know if any of you will go see that movie.
You know, I want to see it. I really do. I'm really curious. I don't like the idea of being silenced. I don't like the idea of anyone being silenced, whether I agree or disagree with them. That is what this country is founded on.
I don't either, but I tell you, am I going to risk my life on Christmas Day to see that movie when it really has no impact on me? No. So I'm one of those. Who
So
will
then
tell
they're
you,
winning. They're winning.
Okay,
But
well, let them
I'm
win,
guessing
it won't
it's
impact me enough.
kind of a
so.
stupid movie.
go to a theater with bad seats. They won't bomb those. They'll
Really into
The
Good
cheap
thing.
seats.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Because I'm thinking, okay, say you are running the studio, and of course you don't want to give in to terrorists, but then what about every other studio that has a movie opening Christmas Day? I mean, does it then?
But is it based in reality like that one? Oh, I know what you're saying.
no, I
Okay,
mean, does it just
right.
kill
Is it
movies because
chilling? Is it
people
just
won't go
so
to the movie?
chilling?
But that's why a lot of theaters pulled it, because they didn't want to have to do
Yeah.
that to all those other films. It really isn't fair to then say you want to maybe stand on principle, but then everybody else is going to get affected by it.
Right,
That's-
every other
that's not-
studio is
yeah.
then affected.
But then for a country that loves to brag about its freedom, here we are absolutely clamping down and shutting down free speech. That to me is extraordinary.
But they didn't have to, but I think they just took, they were, because it's the public who would just get affected on a random, for a movie on Christmas Day. I don't know, this one's tricky. This is tricky.
I talked to somebody yesterday who said they wanted to see the movie, but if they did go to see it, they would pay cash. They wouldn't use a credit card or a debit
Yes.
card or anything
Yes.
that would trace
Clever.
back who they were for fear of retaliation. I mean, that's the paranoia maybe,
And I
or
believe it.
concern that has been generated by all of the controversy and the hacking
And
scandal.
after what's just happened with the hacking,
Right.
that's smart. I mean, you wonder if you even download it on Netflix or if they're going to figure that out. I mean,
They're not that good.
Oh no,
I
they're
don't know.
good. Oh, they're,
They're
good.
good.
Dorothy,
Dorothy,
they're good.
they're good.
They're really good. They have shut down a studio essentially.
Yeah.
I
drinking.
think if I was Sony
I
now,
would like some more Pinot.
Yeah, could I have some red wine, Rich? I know.
Where's our flight attendant?
you
What
wanna-
happened?
Juancito, we need some
Do you want the
wine.
Pinot or do you want to move on to something else?
I love this
We-
so much. I'll take the.
I was just
I
going
do
to
want to
say,
hear your
I'll
answer.
something else later.
Oh, were you saying something, Rich? I'm sorry. We're getting some
drinking.
wine.
I forgot the group I was with.
Thank you.
But,
That's right. It's a holiday party.
Yes, okay. I think if I was Sony, and I think that they've already suffered the financial downside on this movie, then it's never going to be anything huge. I would turn around, and if Friday's the release date of the movie, I would give it to a cable channel and put it out there free and let everyone see it.
That's what
Oh,
I said
you're
this
so
morning.
smart.
God, I should run a
Would
studio.
you want to be that cable channel? I mean, no matter what they do. I mean, you're right. That's
Oh
the way
well,
to do
will
it,
they
though.
hack the? Is that what you're saying? That then they'll go after that cable channel?
Yeah,
of
what
like,
cable channel is going to take it on at that point? I mean, it's very.
But
tricky.
just put it out there.
Okay.
Find a way to get it out
Okay,
there.
I'll give you one. Put it online and show it to everybody. Just
Better.
exactly what you're doing here.
Yeah.
The device is not important. The point is that you don't give in and you let
Yeah.
them know that you heard their protest, but you're going to do something about it. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what it is. Somebody will complain about American Sniper, and someone will, it doesn't matter what the subject is, they will get on it. And that does stop free speech. And it's sad that the quote that they always use on free speech is free speech stops at the ability to yell fire in a crowded theater. And look where all this is going
Oh,
to
my
now,
God.
back to the theater.
You know, I had this conversation with my husband this morning. We may be going too deep, so I'm drinking, so stop me if we shouldn't get into this. But we were having a discussion about a moral dilemma. And we were talking about, okay, let's look at ISIS. Let's look at what happened with James Foley. There are many other people, especially in Europe, people who had loved ones that ISIS had that they paid hundreds of millions of dollars to get their loved ones back.
The French always pay.
Of course, it's wrong, and we don't negotiate with terrorists, and we don't talk to terrorists, but then your child is beheaded, and ISIS tries to sell his body back to you for $1 million. If you are that parent, where do you fall on this lofty moral dilemma?
You have certainly killed the party.
Okay.
Did I mention this is our holiday party, our
But-
Christmas Eve podcast?
But
I thought when you drank, you got happier.
oh my God.
But your question is actually a brilliant question. It's exactly
Okay,
that moral dilemma that you have depending on the issue and when it
Right.
hits you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now we can move
Now
on.
we can drink
Thank
again.
you.
Can we drink?
All
Can we
right,
go
what
back
about some happy movies that are coming out for Christmas?
Can we talk? What is
Can I
this?
say we brought Juan
I
here
need
because
glasses. Juan.
he is a wonderful volunteer
love
for
him.
a wonderful charity, and we're turning
we
him
do
into our flight attendant.
Can we do our Christmas?
Okay, but
oh,
this
it
is-
is canceled. Fox just in. Sony has canceled the release
Thank
of the
you,
movie,
sir.
the interview.
Oh.
Yeah, canceled. Thank you.
Wow.
Oh, Juancito, look at you. In from the
Thi-
cockpit.
This just in.
This
So
just in.
what happens? The movie is shelved.
John just,
or-
you know what? John just texted me the same thing.
Oh, who's calling?
Sony-
My phone is
John might
Where's
be
my
calling
phone?
you.
Is that who's?
We had my husband in here earlier.
Is your husband calling me?
No.
Well,
who's
he
that
might be
calling?
because you wanted him for
Oh.
one of those one nights or something.
No, that was her.
Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
she wants
I mean,
him
your husband's
permanently.
lovely, but
He is lovely. I do love him. Okay, so we only have a few minutes left of our holiday party. It's our first holiday party, which we're so excited about in our holiday podcast.
New Year's is coming up.
I know, but we're not doing a show for New Year's.
Wait, do you make a
I think
champagne?
we should.
Yes, we do.
Do you make champagne? Never mind.
We make several.
We'll be
sparkling
back.
glasses.
We'll be back.
Fantastic.
Okay, so let's go around the table. I want to hear your favorite holiday memory, whatever it was, whether you believed in Santa, it was that present you got, the tree you had. Who wants to go first? Anyone? Anyone? No one? Okay, I'll start. My family.
Because you didn't plan this or anything.
I'll start. Okay, so I always really, of course, believed in Santa Claus, and this was our tradition because I lived in an apartment building in Queens. So, and we had a balcony with a door, and I would write out my Christmas letter to Santa, and I would always slip it under the door to the balcony, and in the morning, my letter would be gone. And so I know we didn't have a chimney. We didn't have that traditional American thing. You know, you grow up in an apartment building in Queens, and
You
you're
didn't
an
leave cookies and milk for Santa
Yes,
Claus?
we did. We
Okay.
always left cookies
Okay.
and milk.
And
Absolutely.
it was gone in the morning.
It was gone in the morning. And
Well,
it's-
that's the easy part, eating the cookies.
I know. Well, of course, Santa eats the cookies. So and the other odd thing was one year we had an artificial tree. Very Queens again. I wanted the silver tree. You know what I'm talking about? The silver foil.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody one year wanted
right?
one of those.
And I wanted that, and my mother tried
So
to talk me out of it.
unattractive.
I know, and I won the battle. And every year it got to a point where I'm like, oh my God, the
silver tree. Where you stick in the branches, one of those, and it has a number on them, and the higher number goes on the bottom. I'm from New Jersey, not too far from there, and we did the same thing. For those
Really?
of us who also had no chimney, really hardly anything, I thought Santa came through the pipes, or he would lift up the garage, because it really worried me that we didn't have a chimney or a fireplace or anything. So I thought, well, how is he going to get in? And my older sister would say to me, he would either come through the pipes or open the garage door. So many times I would hear the garage door opening, and I'd be hiding under my covers. And but that's not even my favorite. But,
All right, what's your favorite?
my favorite is when John, my husband, he would dress up every year in the Santa costume, and he'd go out in the yard.
The things you do to that man.
The things I do to this man, okay? And the kids would wait for Santa to come and be spying on them just so that they would behave and be good people. So this is what we do to our kids to get them to behave. So that's what would happen. And then thinking that John was at work, they would then call him in between commercials and say, Dad, Santa's in the yard. You won't believe it. It was fantastic. And we saved all those little recordings, and it was adorable. And they behaved beautifully for at least 1 week before Christmas. So it worked.
I love
it. was wonderful. I missed that. But how
Le-
about you guys, Leslie?
Well, I'm not going back as far to talk about my favorite Christmas memory. My favorite Christmas memory is with Rich.
Aww.
And it was
See-
the first Christmas that we
Oh, that got
celebrated
such a big
together.
Well, wait, how long have you been married?
We've been married 2.5 years.
See,
We've been
that's why.
together.
That's why.
We've been together longer.
Okay.
But I think my favorite Christmas memory was dragging him along to look for a Christmas tree. This was a real Christmas tree because, like you, I grew up with the artificial Christmas tree, the one where the big branch goes in the bottom, in Hamilton, Ontario, a very industrial steel town in Canada. And so, I'm all about the real tree now. I love the smell of it. And it's just, we're fortunate to have that opportunity.
It's when I found out that you sold Christmas trees by the inch.
Rich had never had a Christmas tree before.
And the guy came over, or I was looking at this little tree, and the guy came over with a pole that went up way in the air. And that's where Leslie said, yeah, that's the one we like.
Right. So, of course, we had the tree delivered because my little coop wouldn't quite fit it on the roof. Anyway, we had the tree delivered the next day, and Rich's idea, he's really getting into this whole Christmas thing. He sits on the sofa with his glass of wine as I decorate the tree, and he directs. He does what he does really well. And he says, you need another ornament up over there. Nope, another one over there.
I love that. Can you come to my house?
As he sits back and drinks his wine. But that is probably, I think our first real Christmas together with our first tree together is among my fondest memories.
So sweet.
And now every year, are you directing and telling her where to put the Christmas ornaments?
Absolutely.
I still do that, and now I know where to look for the presents. They're under the tree. When I grew up, we just got one hidden every night for 8 nights, and we thought that was pretty cool.
That's
we didn't
called
worry
Hanukkah.
about Santa coming. So.
Welcome to Christmas.
You know what?
But did you ever feel like all the other kids get Santa? Did you ever Santa envy or not?
Of course, because in those days it wasn't as politically correct. So, Christmas was okay.
Yeah.
You could have Christmas pageants. You could sing Christmas songs. Right. And nobody worried about it. And, everybody got along. It was all very good. But, they don't always, some years they were together at the same time, and some years they were a month apart. But you got to enjoy. And we enjoyed with friends that celebrated Christmas. They came over for Hanukkah, and we celebrated with them.
We did the same thing. I love that. And, I love celebrating all the holidays.
Okay, we're almost out of time. So, Dorothy, your favorite Christmas.
What about these two men? No.
You. Yes, them too.
Oh,
come on.
Go ahead.
Come on. Come on.
What's your favorite Hanukkah story?
I don't have a favorite one. I love the idea of each night my dad coming home and thinking that he was hiding things on us that we couldn't see him doing. How many places can you hide presents in a
what?
house?
Oh, I would unwrap them, try them on, and then wrap them up again.
You know what? I know we don't have much time, but I just have to say this quickly. Actually, another favorite, when I opened up the box and there was a note from my older sister saying, caught ya.
Brilliant.
I've been caught. And when they came home, I had to pretend that I didn't see that. So
my gosh.
I was one of those who would go looking for presents, doing the same thing.
Me always.
Trying them on, trying out the toys, unwrapping them.
So
they got me.
Okay, I had one Christmas, and I was living in this dinky little apartment. It was my first TV job. And I was going to go home and see my parents for Christmas, so I didn't have a tree or anything. And I mentioned this to my boyfriend at the time. And I went to work, and when I came home, there was a tree, many, many inches, decorated.
Wow.
And he stayed the boyfriend?
With presents under it.
What a nice guy.
And I didn't marry that guy. What is wrong with me?
Oh, my God.
Where is he now?
Where is he now?
He lives in Pittsburgh. Maybe that's why I didn't marry him. I just
that's
didn't
what
see myself
happened. No,
forever
you're not
in
no,
Pittsburgh.
You're
But
not
I
Pittsburgh,
did
but-
love Pennsylvania when I lived there.
Yeah.
Well, we've only got a
Scranton.
minute
Didn't you do
left,
Scranton?
and we've got to get out because someone else is coming into the studio. But I just
We have
want
to clean up.
We have to clean up our mess. But I just
really.
want to raise a glass. I want to wish everyone health, happiness, and peace, true peace on this earth. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year.
This has been great.
Thank you.
And we will see you all next year.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Thanks for inviting us.
Wasn't this fun?
This is really fun.
You can download it on iTunes.
And what are we called on iTunes? Shut up.
The holidays. A time for giving, a time for getting, and a time for going and going. When you need a break, we're here, helping you make sense of all the good and the going of the holidays. Happy holidays from all of us at ubnradio.com.